The shift to remote work in 2020 marked a fundamental change in the workplace. It prompted enduring questions about productivity, workplace design, and the future of flexibility. Now, as organizations recalibrate expectations, return to office mandates are testing the balance between institutional goals and individual agency. Persistent labor market tightness continues to shape this dynamic. Job openings and voluntary turnover remain elevated relative to pre-pandemic norms, reinforcing employee leverage, particularly among high-demand roles.
Across a number of measures, the U.S. economy remains near full employment. Certainly, this is a cooling labor market, slower than the last several years when we were coming out of the pandemic. Given all of the restaffing and rehiring, some of the churn that we would see, whether that is hiring, whether that is worker quits, have fallen below pre-pandemic levels, not just returned to those levels.
Younger employees often voice strong support for remote work, but data suggests that time spent on site can enhance overall satisfaction, particularly for early career professionals seeking mentorship, development, and connection. Survey results show hybrid arrangements consistently outperform both fully remote and fully on-site setups in job satisfaction and retention. When organizations impose rigid mandates without providing rationale or flexibility, they risk increasing attrition.
I've said before, hybrid is here to stay. I think structured flexibility is kind of the winning formula. Giving decision power to leaders in the organization to decide how best to manage their workforce. So I think understanding the generational workforce, what their needs are to keep them engaged and happy, and being very intentional about what does hybrid or flexibility mean in my organization.
Hybrid work arrangements now appear to be both durable and optimal, but successful implementation depends on understanding how different groups are affected, from entry-level staff to senior leaders to caregivers.
When we think about elder care and we think about childcare, it's a really compounding, it's compounding the way people look at work. We're still seeing 50% more applicants for jobs that have permanently remote in the title. And it isn't just because people like to work in their sweatpants. It's also because if you think about childcare, we've been grappling with since largely the 70s with the professional workforce. We know what to do with that. And then elder care is actually way less predictable than childcare. So if you have an aging parent, it is not like a daycare situation where we have a system of working, we understand what that looks like. Elder care is still new for us. And it's very frenetic. So it's almost like this on-call situation if you are the primary caregiver of an elderly parent. So that is really pushing some people to say, can I even afford to take this job? Should I just stay out of the workforce?
The post-pandemic workplace reflects a recalibration. What began as a response to a crisis has become a strategic implementation. As economic conditions shift and employee expectations continue to evolve, organizations that lead with transparency, integrate worker feedback, and remain adaptable will be best positioned to attract and retain talent.